process looks like in addition to those armbands for those 1,200 or so inmates?
Yeah, it's making sure, our buses are ready, so we'll have those ready, making sure they're able to operate, everything's good. It's mobile IT systems as well, making sure that those work, so that we can get everybody processed. We'll just bring them down, we gotta make sure they have food for the trip. And so it's a big exercise, and it involves all of our security personnel. Everybody has a role to play. So whether it's the security team following the bus, so on and so forth. So it starts all with getting them ready, getting those who will be participating, who are in our custody ready. Make sure there's food, make sure they got the armbands, the IT is working, the trucks are working, and then our security personnel is there as well. So it's a big exercise.
Thank you, Chair. Sophie?
I have a question regarding something that Mr. Arnold shared with one of our other reporters, I believe last week, when he spoke with Mike Smith about the idea of a refuge where people could be during, the most intense moment of a storm. I wonder if you can say anything more about what a plan for that might look like, where that would be, if that's a convention center, and also how that would be paid for if that did need to be stood up.
We have realized that, especially from lessons learned during IDA, which you heard in my remarks initially, the elderly, our seniors, those that are in independent living facilities, those that have pre-existing medical conditions and mobility issues or mobility challenges, it's our greatest concern, particularly with power. So what we've done in the past, and we've always, for every hurricane, we have had some sort of medical sheltering set up in the city. It's usually been pretty small scale, and in some cases we haven't had to use it. What we believe moving forward is that there needs to be an area of refuge, particularly for those vulnerable populations, those that have medical needs. And that is something that we're trying to address, not only at a city level, but on a regional level. We're engaging with partners in other parishes, we're engaging with the state and the federal government. Who's going to pay for it? I mean, I think that's a little early to tell, but obviously it would be a Stafford Act declaration. There would be a reimbursement process. These are all things that we do to protect our community and our community members from a hurricane. And so, and a location, I think, that could depend. It could be a large facility that we would need. It may be a smaller facility. So to pick one, there could also be an issue with availability of facilities. So what we would like to do is leverage the facilities that we know we have, city facilities like Nord Rec Centers and others, and then other facilities in our community that can take power and can be a place where we can hold some of those very vulnerable members of our community and make sure that they get through the storm, and I think most importantly, the aftermath of the storm if we have power outages. And I think that's what Mike and I talked about, and it's a plan that's in progress. I think that we'll have a good working outline that we could enact this season if we have to, and that would particularly be for August, through the end of this hurricane season. Everyone has realized with the last storms that we've faced that this is not a problem that's going away, and it's not going to reverse. I mean, we are having very rapidly intensifying storms with very little notice, and we have to address that. I think our challenge is this: there's a lot of memory from Katrina about certain facilities in the city and what happened, and that's because they didn't have a plan. If we have a plan and we adequately resource and secure whatever facility we use, it will be a success, and lives will be saved. So that will take some negotiation with the community and maybe some of these stakeholders that are out there. But I think that everyone knows, and everyone that I have talked to so far is on board with making sure that we have some place for the most vulnerable in our community to go that absolutely cannot get out of town.
Thank you, Colin. Final question for Telemundo? No. All right, well, thank you, everyone.
Telemundo?
No, jambalaya.
Oh, jambalaya. Okay. I was just saying, I'm looking.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a question because we live with many people do not have legal status.
legal
And-
status.
Yes, legal status. And sometimes they are afraid to ask for help at the event. Something happened like that, hurricane come. Any advice for that community, for that people to not have papers in case something happened and they don't want to go and ask for help because for their legal status?
Sure. Well, the city of New Orleans, we are a welcoming community, and we put resources and assets to bear when it comes to bridging that gap for our people who do not speak English and or who are undocumented. They matter in the city of New Orleans, and I think that we have demonstrated that, and we will continue to go the extra mile to meet our people where they are so that they're comfortable with coming forth, but also understanding that we go to them as well. But we will continue to work with all of our residents, documented and or not, when it comes to making sure that they have the resources and tools to be safe for themselves and their families. Absolutely. Anything to add? Come on, Chief. Huh? Come on.
Thank you. I really appreciate that question. No police officer is going to ask anyone their status. We don't care. We care about them as a person. So please call us. All we care about is taking care of you, serving you, making sure you're safe. I don't care, and we don't care about their status, okay? But thanks for asking the question. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much, and Mr. Terry and team, thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here today. We